Good evening and welcome to Olathe North, a massive matchup in the Sunflower. Olathe West rides in 4-1 into enemy territory to take on familiar foe, Olathe North. I am Tim Squirrel. He is the legendary head coach, Rick Zeke. And Rick, this is a rivalry game. These two teams very familiar with each other. This place should be electric tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and it became a big-time rivalry for a Sunflower League, and both teams have high expectations for the postseason, and this starts your second season.
Olathe West 4-1 in 2023, and now they turn the page to 2024, 1-1 in the Sunflower, and they are led by a fantastic junior by the name of Emma Sales.
Emma's a 5'10 junior, averaging about 16.4 points per game. She was our leading scorer last year. Most of the offense runs through Emma, going inside out. She can shoot the ball outside, inside, and she's one of their leaders on defense also.
On the other side for Olathe North, they have one of the top sophomore recruits in the nation in Asia Lee.
Asia's averaging 21.8 points per game, and like Coach says, Coach Williams said, she can do about anything on the floor. So she's going to get active early offensively, especially defensively, and to stop them, you better stop her.
She was second team All-Sunflower as a freshman, and now she turns the page into her sophomore year. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Two teams very familiar with each other. Olathe North taking on Olathe West on the other side of this, of your Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Starting to fill up here at Olathe North, and this place is going to be rocking all night. Game one of a doubleheader just about ready to tip off between Sunflower foes, Olathe West and Olathe North. Tim Squirrel, Rick Zeke standing alongside you. Olathe North going to be in their home white uniforms going left to right, and Olathe West in those blues going right to left. Olathe West led by head legendary coach Rick Rose, been there 30-plus years patrolling the sidelines, and Alonzo Williams, the head man for Olathe North. In the middle, Layla Simmons to jump it up with Jessica Borders. Ball is up, and we are underway. And right out of the gate, Coach, I ask you, what are we watching for from both of these teams?
Well, I think they're going to spread the floor, and both teams run a five-man motion. I think Coach Rhodes is going to rely on Hannah Cooley, number 0, to run the show.
And already Jessica Borders having a tough time inside. And Olathe West is a big team. We talked about that in the pregame. They've got some size, so Olathe North, it's going to be important to see how they match up in the paint tonight.
Yeah, especially scoring in the paint. And I think Coach Williams was really concerned about rebounding and foul trouble. So that they got to be smart defensively, and he was hoping that Asia would be aggressive offensively early.
She's got it right now. One of the best sophomore recruits in the nation. She's already got a slew of Division I offers. We'll talk about her all night. Stemmons kicks into the corner. Open three, not there. Long rebound taken by Emma Sales, the leading scorer for Olathe West.
West likes to get the ball down the floor and get easy buckets like they did there. Getting the ball in the paint. They make their living in the paint.
Sales off balance, can't find the mark. Back the other way comes Lee.
They really utilize spreading the floor to take advantage of some of the talent, one-on-one talent that Olathe North has. They'll eventually start attacking the middle and come off that pick and roll, kick it to the outside, and create other avenues to hit the basket.
Simmons,
there's the inside out.
Got that one poked free, but Dillon able to pick it up for Olathe North. She starts alongside Rayma Stemmons, Asia Lee, Layla Simmons. And this one blocked from the backside by Sales.
The size hurt her a little bit going to the basket. Good pass.
On the break, that one not there for Scarlett Swinford, point blank. Allie Workman, the other starter in that Olathe North lineup. On the other side for Olathe West, Hannah Cooley, Emma Thomas, Scarlett Swinford, who just missed that last layup, Emma Sales, and Jessica Borders.
West is switching just about everything on the perimeter to make it difficult to get to the basket.
Swinford secures the rebound, and back the other way comes West, still scoreless. 2.5 minutes gone. Cooley will fire. And Lee, another rebound.
She's going to push the tempo herself. Look to get it back.
Dillon back out to Lee, averaging nearly 22 a game in the first 5, and here she travels. Interesting note that you mentioned, Asia Lee, that jumps off the page of you, obviously 22 a game, but her coach thinks she's too unselfish.
Yeah, she's going to really have to take it to the basket, Coach thought, and sometimes she's a little bit too nice. And follow the shot and take over the game is what he's literally saying at times.
Borders from the mid-range around and off, and we remain scoreless 3 minutes in.
They've had good shots, they just didn't fall.
Open 3 from the wing, also off the mark.
I think both teams are a little bit nervous. They got to get into their offense early.
A preemptive buzzer. But not only that, obviously this being a rivalry game, these teams haven't played in almost 3 weeks a meaningful game.
Yeah, you've been practicing for 2 weeks. You come out there and you're a little bit tight. You're a little bit nervous. It's going to be a good crowd, and I'm sure all their friends here, and they're back to school. And they want to see a good game, and they want to perform for their school.
Both of these teams left off on December 15th. Olathe North picked up a road victory at Gardner-Edgerton, 51-41. And Olathe West defended their home against Mill Valley, 58-24.
And both of them were in early tournaments with really good competition. And really, West has only lost is to Shawnee Mission South, who's a really good, one of the best teams in the city. So both teams have been working hard, practicing, and like I said, looking forward to a game.
And now they've got to come over to the scorers table to get something figured out. I believe there might be a player issue because the clock appears to be fine. So I'm not sure what the holdup is. Olathe North 2-3 though overall. Do we have a technical foul?
Might be on the scorebook.
Yeah.
Trying to put in, might be a scorebook technical foul.
And Alonzo Williams is hot, which you might be on it. Either, I mean, what would that be? A player not
in the
or
book.
A wrong number?
Not a wrong number or not in the book at all. I think they're trying to put in number 35, Amia Sanchez.
So Emma Sales hits the technical free throws. And I'll be honest, you don't see that a ton.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess you'd rather get a technical for it with 4:49 to go in the first quarter than at a critical point in the fourth.
You better be glad you put her in the first quarter,
right?
Fourth. Good out of bounds play, good execution.
Emma Thomas averaging 14 a game in the early season. Gets those two. Stemmons into the corner. Workman will try that baseline.
Sanchez kicking the ball to the weak side.
Open 3, not there from Layla Austin. And another rebound by Swinford. Nearly 6 rebounds a game for Swinford, and here's Sales throws it away. Stemmons back the other way. Layla Austin just left unguarded.
Nobody picked her up, and she didn't hit the shot.
A slow start offensively for Olathe North. You'll notice Asia Lee has only taken 1 shot. And now a foul call will send Jessica Borders to the free throw line.
That's the advantage of the 5-man motion, and both teams do a good job spreading the floor, but West has really created some avenues to get some one-on-one situation and some cutters. They just haven't finished a shot.
Borders not there on the first free throw. Olathe North, I mentioned 2 and 3, but all 3 of those losses came in a brutal tournament, the Branson Battle at the Border tournament. And then they returned back home for Sunflower play. They've won their first 2 games inside the Sunflower. So maybe a little bit of a deceptive 2 and 3 record to start the year for Coach Williams. Yeah,
and Coach Williams said we're going to get better. And they did a good job of practicing over the holidays. They got everybody healthy, everybody back. So he's expecting usually from the corner. Oh, in and out.
The rebound will, no signal yet, go over to Olathe West. Olathe North still scoreless in this opening quarter. But Olathe West really hasn't taken advantage of it.
No, they haven't at all. They've had good shots and just hasn't failed. There's a pick across to the post. Great set play. Great execution by West.
For Emma Sales. Already 3 Division II offers for the junior, including Emporia State, Drury, and nearby Northwest Missouri State.
Looks like West is in a box and one right now.
Emma Sales
on Lee.
Steal
scores.
In the fast break bucket. And Coach Williams is seeing it up. Emma Sales all of a sudden starting to impose her will.
Beautiful set play.
And then on the other end, defense to offense from Sales.
Well, it really looked like in the last possession, after the make, they played a box and one, and they got Sales covering Asia Lee in a 2-2 zone, which is really going to make the other players have to shoot the ball. They're really going to need some penetration and some kickouts and find some different ways to get some shots if they're going to try to take Asia Lee out of it.
It's a very good defensive team, too. They're averaging 60 points a game. Olathe West is this year, but they get after it on the defensive end.
Well, absolutely. And one thing Coach Rhodes said is we average 16 points, but most of those points come off defensive deflections and interceptions. And you see that here. And they like to throw the ball ahead and use a cutter, and they run an organized break. So North, number one, has to probably get more than one shot. I think they're getting one shot. Then they got their defensive transition needs to pick up a little bit and really put the ball in the hole.
For the first time tonight, we send it down to Dion Clisso.
Well, guys, this is an exciting night. These two teams play. Last year we did this game in Olathe West, and it feels like Hannah Cooley and Emma Sales from Olathe West have been there for like 4 or 5 years. They've been starting since they were freshmen. This should be a good one, but Olathe North's got to find a way to get the rim off the lid off the bucket there and really kind of attack the hole and get something going.
Thank you, Dion. And you see Olathe West fall back into that zone, almost daring Olathe North to shoot them out of it in this opening quarter.
That looks like more of a 3-2 zone. They went to a 2-guard front and just didn't execute and threw it out of bounds.
Another turnover for this young team. We haven't touched on that. No senior starters for Olathe North.
Yes. Well, you can see that a little bit early. One of the things that Coach Rhodes likes to do is switch up defenses. And you really need to be aware as a point guard to see what they're in. They played man. They played a box and one. They played a 3-2 zone. So good experienced high school teams struggle with that, let alone some young kids.
Cooley. Great give and an easy lay-in for Jessica Borders.
Same play the other side. Out of a box set, they just pick across. So they need that weak side help over there. They scored twice on that, one on each side.
Didn't take long for Olathe West to knock off the rust in this opening quarter. Workman up top, and now they swing it into the hands of Lee. Still scoreless are the Eagles, and Asia Lee has only taken 2 shots so far in this opening quarter.
Well, with the way they're playing this defense, they're going to have to get a handout on her, in which they did. The other players are going to have to shoot the ball.
Lee has now started 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. That pass somehow got through to Cooley, and she traveled. And again, back to that last bucket for Olathe West. You're seeing a similar play here.
Yeah, the pick across with a great pick. They just didn't get any help from the weak side. They're just going to have to talk on defense, and I'm sure they're aware of it. They scored on both sides. You're going to see that again.
Inside 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Olathe North scoreless at home against arch rival Olathe West. Workman. They're trying to work it into the hands of Asia Lee, but it got cut off.
Yeah, 24. Simmons is really doing a good job setting some picks. They're just not getting anything out of it. West is doing a great job of switching everything. Now they're resetting their offense a little bit. Looks like they're going to run Asia to the weak side a little bit with the down pick, and they threw it away up top.
Another steal. Cooley can't finish the layup. Workman will slow things down for North on the other end. Dillon. Lee 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. She'll try another.
Got it.
Connects.
Deep range there. Maybe that's going to kick him in gear and get him going a little bit.
I can promise you she's not going to stop shooting. 22 a game through the first 5 games of the year. A 3 on the other end for Hannah Cooley.
Hannah's a senior, and Coach said, really, she's their team leader. She's the glue to their basketball team.
Lee attacking the heart of that zone, around it off, but she will go to the free throw line, and all of a sudden the 3-ball working.
That's near NBA range. She's got unlimited range. That's what the college is like. And then you got to find Hannah Cooley. You got to find her. Coming out of the break.
Lee, just in her sophomore season, has offers from KU, K-State, Oklahoma State, Wichita State, Creighton, UMKC, Missouri State. Not a bad list for a sophomore in high school.
She's a sophomore in high school. They're now North's going to use that press a little bit. Try to slow them down. Oh, dangerous. Good effort. Good effort by number 3.
Bailey Dillon bats that one out of play, and Olathe North seemingly starting to settle in. At the end of this opening quarter, this potentially the final possession of quarter 1. Cooley not going to be able to get it off, and I think she got fed up. And that takes us to the end of one, a 12-5 advantage for Olathe West over Olathe North in the IB High School Game of the Week on Spectrum News. Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening, a doubleheader between Olathe North and Olathe West. And I am Tim Squirrel. He is the 7-time state championship head coach, Rick Zeke. Rick, what stood out to you in that opening quarter?
Well, I think both teams came out a little bit tight. The ball didn't go into the hole, and now they're finding ways, rather through set plays or spacing the floor a little bit differently, to get some better shots. I think both teams need to make sure they get back on defense, and like most coaches are telling their teams, make sure they earn it. And they earn it through their half-court offense. So they got to talk on defense. I think Olathe North is only getting one shot. Sometimes that hurts. You got to get your second shot, your third shot, get those offensive rebounds. They're going to need those a little bit.
Well, that kind of plays into my next question. Olathe West started out the gate 9-0. What needs to change here in quarter 2 for Olathe North?
Well, I think they're going to go back to their press. It looks like they almost got an interception there. I bet that they kick that press in a little bit, make sure they try to take care of that ball the full length for Olathe West, and try to use their athleticism to go get some of those intercepted balls.
Asia Lee had all 5 points in that opening quarter for Olathe North. 1 of 4, though, from beyond the arc. And as you mentioned, too many one-and-done trips for Olathe North. But we also alluded to the size advantage for Olathe West. So,
yeah, they're going to make it. They're going to make it tough on Asia most of the night. They're certainly going to find her. They're back into the man. She kicks it out a little bit. The other players are going to have to shoot that ball when she kicks it out.
Austin will back things up for Olathe North. They've got plenty of capable scorers. They just have the benefit of having a superstar on that team.
Good move, and that's what you got to do, is take it to the basket.
Austin will head to the line. 5'7" junior is averaging 6 points a game. And I would imagine this is another option for Olathe North. Maybe force your way into the paint and try to slow this game down, get yourself to the line.
Absolutely. Especially going to the basket and getting those two. Then they got to hit them. Both teams really weren't aggressive. There's not a lot of fouls early, and there was a lot of missed shots. So I think they're going to settle in. You're going to see the game pick up here a little bit.
Sales forced the second missed free throw. And now she gets trapped. And you see North now, like you mentioned, trying to trap on the edge. Wing 3 is there for Emma Thomas.
Excellent ball movement. They swing the ball from side to side, which forced the defense to move. Look at the ball movement here. Hand in their face. You just can't cover them all when they get that ball inside.
Well, that's the risk you're going to run if you're going to trap on the perimeter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, the shot's on the other side. And good teams know that. They're going to swing it over there, and three-point shot changes everything.
And now a double-digit deficit for Olathe North.
They're back into that zone.
Austin gets fouled again. They're going to call this on the floor, however.
I think Coach Williams at timeout said we got to attack the goal. We got to attack the rim, get on that free throw line, and make something happen.
Molly Collins back on, averaging nearly 5 a game off the bench for Rick Rhodes. Workman work it back into the hands of Lee. 5 points. All 5 for Olathe North so far this one.
There's the two sophomores, Borders and Lee covering each other.
Runner not there from Shores. An offensive rebound ends up in the hands of Dillon. Lee will trigger another. Well, she is more than comfortable stepping out 4 or 5 feet from beyond the arc, but just a 1 of 5 start from 3. That one not there. Sails another offensive board.
Shot.
Having a second offensive rebound on this possession. 3 opportunities at it. The West doesn't come away with anything.
Good effort by West. The ball just didn't go into the hole.
Dillon a 3 from the corner.
Got it. Got it. Now they got another shooter in there. Bailey Dillon.
We mentioned no seniors in the starting lineup, but Dillon, one of a couple on the roster. On the other side, a good rebound by Borders, but trying to get rid of it. Fortunate to keep on possession.
Great kick out. Great kick out. That's how you play motion offense. You rely on that penetration to the paint and the kick out. That's just good offense. There's nothing wrong with that defense. That's just good offense these days.
They actually called a foul on Scarlett Swinford on that loose ball. So back over to the Eagles, who have trimmed that lead back to 7.
That's a little scissors look when they bust that post up there and they kind of scissor the players off.
Dillon looking for another.
That's that penetration, that kick. Dillon with 2 threes. Back in the game.
Back-to-back trays from Bailey Dillon off the bench. And now Sales going to work in a double team.
Really good defense going straight up. And Asia did not leave her feet.
Cooley just inside the free throw line. Another rebound by Borders. And she is tied up. Possession error will keep it with Olathe West. Bailey Dillon was on that last rebound, though. A little bit of contact. But
oh, yeah. Especially below the waist there. They'll have the ball out of bounds.
Back to a 4-point game. Olathe West trying to get one back, and now
walking in the paint. That's the second time Olathe North that just went straight up defensively and forced the turnover. That's discipline. That is discipline on the defensive end.
Borders frustrated, come back down the floor for West. And Olathe North can cut it back to a 1-possession game right here.
Here's a double stack up top. They worked on this at practice. She can go to the basket. She can utilize that. Good hands defensively.
Stripped away from Lee. Cooley unguarded.
Short.
Sales pulls in another board.
Those offensive rebounds will kill you. They will kill you. That's all effort. That is effort.
And Sales is only averaging 4 rebounds a game.
She might have that already offensively. They're back into that 3-2 zone.
Lee got some space. Heel of the iron.
That's how.
Borders out ahead of the back. Count it.
Count it.
In transition.
That's the advantage of the zone. If you can get a hand in the face, and it forces those deep shots, which leads to deep rebounds, and it's just tough.
How about Borders running the floor?
Great pass ahead. She keeps her head on the backboard, scores it. That's a big goal. Both teams are really utilizing their bench. Coach Williams really liked this bench, and Coach Rhodes said the same thing. Both teams, great chemistry. Both coaches just said they both love coaching their teams.
Unable to complete the three-point play, but back to an 8-point game after Olathe North briefly cut it to 4.
They're trying to create some situations to give Asia Lee some room to go to the basket.
Workman missed everything.
Cooley making good decisions.
Cooley on the other end. Another offensive board. Emma Thomas lost it out of bounds.
Deflection off her own leg.
You mentioned the benches. Olathe West does not go very deep in their regular rotation.
No, they really don't. And that's what Coach Rose really worried about foul trouble. And I think that's why you're seeing a little bit of that zone, which, you stay away from that foul trouble a little bit and force the other team to shoot it outside if they don't have any shooters.
Lee on the drive.
A little bit too hard.
But an offensive board. Simmons working it out of trouble, and Olathe North able to reset.
Good pass inside.
Dillon left unguarded. Not there. Another
rebound.
Offensive board and a foul call sends Raymond Stemmons to the free throw line.
Really good effort by Olathe North.
This place is only going to get louder as the night goes on. Fans are continuously filing in. How about the hustle play from Raymond Stemmons?
She's doing all the little things for him right now. She's keeping the ball alive. Almost jump ball there. Both teams need to hit the free throws. I think both teams are hurting themselves by missing the free throws. I think the Owls thought it was a block, clean block, but might have got her on the arm. Here's the press again a little bit. They put Asia Lee up top and use that lean.
Up front, Anna Cooley. As we work inside, 3 to go in this second quarter.
The pick and roll, the kick out.
Swinford. Another offensive rebound.
West is shooting really a lot of threes when their success came in the paint.
Lexi Cooley. And how important has the rebounding been from Layla Simmons?
They got numbers down here. They got numbers if they move the ball. Oh, good move.
Pretty move.
Oh.
Dillon looking for a third three of the quarter. Not there, but Asia Lee keeps it alive. Austin.
Kind of some weave action up top just to clear it out a little bit.
Stemmons using that screen from the mid-range. And another offensive board from Layla Simmons. Stemmons, heel of the iron, and a foul call on the rebound. Layla Austin, the guilty party.
Simmons has done a great job of setting picks. I mean, she's a great example. You can help your team offensively without scoring points. She's kept the ball alive. She's got offensive rebounds. She's setting picks. She's doing a lot for them offensively. Back into the press a little bit. West really does a good job of looking up the floor. Attacking the ball in the middle. Really good execution.
Sales can't finish it off. She's got it back. She'll try a three.
Big rebound.
North rebounding it much better in the second quarter. Austin.
Oh, she's got a route to the basket.
This is blown dead.
Timeout.
Because of a timeout. And another low-scoring quarter, but it feels like Olathe North much more cohesive in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're back in it. I think they're feeling a little bit more comfortable attacking to the defense of Olathe West. And you just got to hit shots. And they're getting some open looks, and they missed some free throws. And, they're just going to have to execute that.
7-point Olathe West lead. Tim Squirrel, Rick Zeke alongside you from Olathe North. Game one of a doubleheader between these two schools. We haven't even mentioned it, but according to the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association, Olathe West is the 4th-ranked team in 6A. So this is a state championship hopeful for Rick Rhodes' team. And Olathe North is a team that started in the preseason top 10. This is also a team that thinks they can make a run to the state tournament. So you've got two of arguably the best teams in all of 6A, which is something we haven't even touched on yet. Well,
absolutely. And I think Coach Williams said we're in a rebuilding mode, but we're going to get better and better. I think both teams got really high expectations for postseason, especially Coach Rhodes.
Lee, a step back three. Front of the iron. On the other side, Sales spinning in the paint.
Oh. They're scoring in the paint. I'd like to see their shot chart. When they get in the paint, they're scoring.
Has 9 points in this first half. Nearly half of her team's scoring output.
She does a great job defensively, moving her feet. She's very active defensively, Sales. Got Sales on Lee here. Here comes the pick. She kicks it out.
Simmons couldn't handle it.
Pass was a little bit high.
And now 40.6 to go in this first half. And Asia Lee is going to come off the floor for the first time tonight. Alonzo Williams asking her nicely to attack the basket from here on in. She's launched, 7 threes, I believe, in this first half. Rick Rhodes takes a timeout. But, I mean, obviously, if you're Asia Lee, you have one of the best shooters in the area, but at the same time, we have not seen her attack the basket.
But a little about Norm Stewart used to say, there's a lot of shooters. We need makers. I think both coaches right now are saying, we got to have some makers out there. I mean, if they're good, they're good shots, but the ball's just got to go in the hole. So you just got to keep doing it. If you're Asia Lee, as Coach Williams probably telling you, got to keep shooting. You're too good of a player. You're too good of a player.
How important of a possession is this as far as second half momentum is concerned?
Well, I think this is a big one. I think Coach is going to call timeout. We might see that box set again. I bet they get a good look with some cutters going to the basket, and then maybe hold it for one shot. The ball's out of bounds underneath. They had a good look last time on an out-of-bounds play.
Asia Lee back in the game, so sat for a whopping 6 seconds before coming back in for this defensive possession. Potentially the last possession of this first half. Sales will retreat to midcourt.
I think Coach is telling them we're just going to spread the floor a little bit. Good move by Coach Williams there in a 1-2-2 zone, so he anticipated them doing. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to set a trap out here, especially close to the end of the quarter, take them out of their set.
Inside 10 seconds.
Here comes the pick somewhere.
Sales.
Whoa.
Deep top of the key three. Around and off. Offensive board. The putback beats the buzzer. Jessica Borders gives Olathe West an 11-point halftime lead.
That's a really big play.
We kept talking about the rebounding, and the offensive rebounding for Olathe West has been tremendous.
Well, that's kept them in the game, and they've had some shots that we missed point blank. And kept chasing. All you got to tell kids is to keep working and working and working. And an offensive rebound is nothing but effort.
Rick Rhodes' team is up 11. Dion Clisso is standing alongside him.
All right, here with West Coast Rick Rhodes. And, Coach, you guys got a lot of looks at the basket. Inside, it just seemed like there was a lid on it there. But you stayed aggressive. You're rebounding the ball pretty well. What do you like what you've seen so far?
We knew that if we kept attacking the basket and getting into the rim, that they would start going sooner or later. So we were a little hyped up and a little jumpy. This is a great opportunity for us, and we kind of settled down a little bit, started running our stuff, and got some pretty good shots, pretty good looks.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dion, and I would imagine Rick Rhodes pretty excited about what he saw from his team in the first half. Olathe West coming into enemy territory. They look good in the first 16 minutes. Back from Olathe North, 11-point halftime lead for Olathe West, 4-1 on the year. Trying to move to 5-1 and roll to 2-1 in the Sunflower. And look at those first half stats. The shooting disparity immediately jumps out at you.
Well, when you're shooting 13%, you're going to struggle winning any basketball game. So Olathe North really needs to probably get better shots. You can see on the three-point, both teams, but when you're 3 for 14 and you're holding your own on the rebounds. But both teams are taking care of the ball. 6 turnovers versus 4 aren't bad, but the points in the paint. And it could be worse. It could be worse. It was 16-0, and it's tough to win when you're not scoring in the paint and getting on that free throw line. So I'm sure Coach Williams did a good job talking about that, and I'm sure they're going to attack the rim much better in the second half.
Yeah, and those numbers obviously skew in Olathe West's favor. But remember how we started this game. It was 9-0 out of the gate, Olathe West. Olathe North started to chip away, and that rebounding number was also a lot more lopsided in the first quarter. Granted, North in an 11-point hole, but what was the message at halftime?
Well, I'm sure it was we got to stop dribble penetration and box out on the defensive end and get down the floor. I think Olathe West has really set the tempo now, getting shots off their transition. So Olathe North's going to have to really work on their defensive transition, start in the paint instead of starting from the perimeter. Work outside in versus inside out. So, and it takes work. It takes work to get down the floor a little bit. The crowd's getting into it. I think they need to be energized, and I used to tell our team the first 4 minutes of the second half really makes a big difference in the outcome of the basketball game, especially when you're behind.
Hey, this place is still filling up. It's going to only continue to fill up throughout the evening. They have not stopped walking through the doors here at Olathe North, and it has gotten more and more loud since we got rolling. And Olathe North will start with the basketball, and again we throw down to Dion Clisso at a halftime.
Well, I talked to Coach Williams, and you're right. He said, they need to do a better job of offensively taking good threes if they're going to take them and attack the basket. But he said, he felt pretty good about holding the team that's high-powered offense to just 23 points. He said if we can get some made baskets, we can get to the press and get our offense going a little bit on that. So he felt pretty good defensively, but they've got to get a better job at the offensive end.
Well, they did a good job of beating the cutter to the basket that time. Deflection turns that ball over. Now let's see if they can really execute their offense down here and get that crowd into it a little bit.
You mentioned Asia Lee talking to me at halftime. She, I believe, shot 7 threes in that first half. Only hit 1 of them. What needs to change for her?
Well, it looks like right here they're going to run her around a little bit and force some matchups. Good rebound there. Good block. They're going to find ways to get her the ball and hopefully get her the ball going to the basket a little bit.
Couple offensive rebounds on this possession. And Olathe North will hang on to it. Asia Lee, 5 points, all came in that first quarter. Struggling from the field in that first half.
They're doing a great job of finding her, whether it be zone or a man, and they're talking so she doesn't get easy looks.
Austin will try the right side of that paint.
Here's the numbers again, running up and down the floor.
Sales leading the break, leaves it for Emma Thomas.
Those are the easy baskets we were talking about. A defensive rebound, and you got a really good team when the rebounder can put her on the floor and you can just run. You don't have to rely on getting the ball to Cooley or one of your point guards.
Biggest lead of the night for Olathe West.
3-2 spread out zone, finding Asia Lee on the weak side, forcing the other players to shoot. Baseline screen.
Missed everything there, and her rough night continues.
Oh, great pass.
Sales couldn't finish.
Really good pass, really looking down the floor.
There several transition opportunities in the first half. Olathe West came up empty.
Really good move.
Wow.
Now they're going to need some more of that.
With a right hand, Layla Austin with a pretty finish.
Here's the press. They extend their full court man a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they start looking into some traps, see if they can get some easy buckets out of it.
Borders will try a 3.
Probably not the shot Coach wanted off one pass.
Lee, nice move, but again, a shot that doesn't come anywhere close. Sails the other way. In transition.
Coast to coast, they didn't stop the ball. Sales showing she's got her skill levels are really, really top notch. She's putting it on the floor. She can rebound. She can play with her back to the basket.
Olathe West has gotten out and ran several times in this one. North really hasn't been able to get out on the break much tonight. That in and out from Austin. And Simmons sticking around is going to pick up the personal.
When your rebounder can put it on the floor and lead the break, it really helps running the floor. They just did not stop the ball, and she took it coast to coast. And she had some players to pass on the other end. So
her recruitment just starting to take off. The 5'10" junior. We told you at the top of the broadcast, Emporia State, Drury, Northwest Missouri State have all offered her. You'd imagine the offers are only going to keep coming in.
Coach also said she's a good volleyball player. She loves to play volleyball. There's that cut they've used all night.
Borders a spin into the paint and the soft touch.
She got the roll. In the paint again. That's what we're talking about. You win by shooting the ball in the paint.
And Alonzo Williams, frustrated midway through this third quarter, has to take a timeout. And it's been just rinse and repeat. I mean, Olathe North just has not found any consistency on the offensive end throughout the night.
I think Coach Rhodes and the Owls have done a great job of switching up their defenses. They've shown a 3-2 zone, a box and one, a soft man, a really aggressive man playing passing lanes, but they're forcing the other players to shoot the ball. And Asia's struggling a little bit with their size, and they're talking. You can say they're really communicating on the defensive end.
Meanwhile, in that other huddle for Olathe West, I know you're up 15, but how do you avoid complacency?
Well, I think you take it one possession at a time. You talk about a stop and a score, a stop and a score. Because with Asia Lee and some shooters they have over there, 2 or 3 threes are back in it. So you utilize your timeouts, you play smart, and Coach really liked the idea of their experienced team, led by Cooley, Sales, Thomas. They've been there before. They really think that they can make a push, not just for a league title, but a state title, by playing smart.
Olathe North has won 2 Sunflower games in a row coming into tonight. But they've struggled through 2.5 quarters, looking to get things kick-started on this possession. Stebbins.
West is really doing a good job of stepping that zone out. They're doing a good job, North, of moving the ball a little bit, swinging from side to side. Somebody's got to put the ball up. Asia Lee's not in the game at this time.
A lot of passing on this possession. Yet to get a shot up. Stebbins will try the paint. Heel of the iron, no good.
One shot.
Yeah, you mentioned Asia Lee on the bench. And everyone for Olathe North looking to make the extra pass. A 30-second officials timeout, I believe.
14. Scarlett Swinford, limit off to the side. Could be a medical issue. They quickly move the sub in.
Yeah, I think she's leaking blood out of that nose. Hence the timeout. She appears no worse for wear, fortunately.
Yeah, the girls are laughing next to her, so it's not too bad.
But I'm told you're not allowed to bleed all over the court, so that makes sense. It stays with Olathe West, who has taken a 15-point third quarter advantage over Olathe North. Olathe West has had Olathe North's number recently. Dropped them 65-42 a year ago. Thomas, not there.
Not there at all. Probably not the shot again that Coach wanted.
Lee
Sure, he wants to be patient.
Asia Lee didn't spend much time on the bench for Coach Williams. Austin banks in 2 more.
She's really been the one that's been pushing it down the lane and knocking it home and scoring it.
Yeah, she's been able to work into the paint consistently in this one. West playing a little bit slower in the half court in this third quarter as well.
They're really settling into their offense. They wanted to swing it, threw it away.
Good communication.
I think North stepped up the defense a little bit and played the passing lanes.
And now a chance for North to get back within 10 on this possession. It's been a struggle shooting the ball in this one. 13% shooting in the first half. Lee with a charge.
The double pick up top. They played it on the other side. They switched that up there, and Cooley jumps in there. Very smart play defensively. Here comes the press a little bit. Excellent execution.
Wow, West broke it. But yeah, just at that last part, fell apart as Collins couldn't handle the pass. But yeah, it was a really pretty press break.
Tim noticed the ball didn't hit the floor, didn't dribble, and that's how you beat it. Pass, 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 and she just didn't finish it up. North's got 2 minutes here. They really want to see if they can score some points on the offensive end. A little set play there. Timeout. Coach isn't real happy. They didn't execute.
Yeah, it seems like everyone just sort of stood around on that possession, and Williams is frustrated. And I think you understand why.
Looked like they were going to run Asia through a couple picks, and they didn't pick anybody but their own players. And sometimes that's the frustration part of it. He knows they got to free her up a little bit. They're not getting any easy buckets. And, you know, as Olathe Wets over there have to be telling this team, make them earn it. Make them get it out of their half-court offense. And it becomes difficult for high school kids to do that.
Again, the shots haven't fallen for the top 50 recruit in the sophomore class tonight, Asia Lee. And Olathe North has sputtered for most of the game offensively, yet still hanging around with Olathe West despite that, thanks to their defense. But can they make a run near the end of this third quarter? Workman. Lee, she'd be the one to kickstart it.
Borders is a good matchup with her with her length. She's very disciplined. She doesn't leave her feet.
Step back from Austin over everything.
We're pushing the tempo down a little bit.
Cooley will slow things up at the top for West. From just outside the elbow. West hasn't shot it all that well either. They were around 30% in that first half. And neither coach,
good move,
pretty spin, but Austin couldn't finish. But yeah, neither coach, I would imagine, can be too excited about what they've seen on the offensive ends. Open three, Cooley.
Well, I think one of the problems with Olathe West, I don't think Sales has touched the ball the last 5 times down the floor.
Lee continues to struggle from beyond the arc. Here we go inside 40 seconds. In a third quarter that has only seen 10 combined points.
Yeah, both teams are struggling a little bit offensively. Let's see how they're going to end the quarter here a little bit like last time. They're going to probably run a pickup to the ball. Good cut by Borders.
Sales held for the last shot of the
pick up
half.
top.
Picks up her dribble. 3 seconds. Down to 1 second. Sales
Deep
got it off.
Deep.
And that's the end of the third quarter. A low-scoring third quarter. 10 combined points. And West rides a 13-point lead. Again, you are watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum News. Happy to have you along. Game one of a doubleheader between Olathe West and Olathe North, Sunflower rivals. And Olathe West, a young school, Coach Zeke, but this is a team that has quickly gained a lot of respect across the state, and this has budded into one of the most fun rivalries in the city.
Oh, absolutely. Again, I think they have very high expectations for a state tournament. Coach really loves his team. They got some experience, and they've been there before in Sunflower League, really tight games. So he's hoping they can take the next step for their program. He said the school wants it, the boys' team's excellent, and the girls are just great to work with, and they're excited every time they play another Olathe school, he said.
And it is West, the 4th-ranked team in the state, according to the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association, that has led wire to wire in this one. Remember, a 9-0 lead to start the game, and they have never looked back. North, at one point, cut it back to a 4-point game in the second quarter.
Yeah, that seems like it was a while ago, but North's got to feel good about their defense. Olathe West averages 60 points a game, so they're doing some things right. You're probably going to see Olathe West be a little bit patient with this lead, but North needs to make a move offensively really quick and hit some shots.
Swinford. They tried to up down low for Sales.
Deflection.
But Lee comes up a little bit hobbled after she deflected that one away.
Looked like she landed funny on her ankle a little bit.
She'll stay in. And the onus lands on this Olathe North team. Need to generate some offense. Only 4 points in that third quarter. Facing a mountain to climb in this fourth quarter. Workman.
Good idea. Good idea. Just lost it going to the basket. A little weave action. She made a good decision. Back to the press. The 2-2-1 press.
And Rick Rhodes takes a timeout.
This is a little bit different press. They've been going 1-2-1-1. They go a little 2-2-1. So I think coach is probably going to go to a 1-2-2 set against it, put somebody in the middle of the floor versus a 1-2-1-1 when you kind of attack it through the sideline a little bit. I think in this press you're going to have to attack that middle and then turn and look. So North wants to try to get their hands on a ball and deflect and intercept. See if they can get an easy bucket here.
Hey, next Friday night we're headed off to Kearney for the Kearney tournament. That should be a lot of fun. That's a fun gym. I don't know if you've ever been up there, but that should be an exciting tournament next Friday on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week.
Well, a lot of schools go to the Kearney tournament because of the hospitality room. Yeah, they've always had the best hospitality room. So coaches fight every year to get in that tournament. So thank God the people in Kearney, they take pride in bringing that food. And, great execution. Great execution.
Thomas.
Yeah. The ball again didn't hit the floor. So good catch. Good catch.
And Lee looking for a three. Still not there.
North really does a decent job of defending after a rebound, but that hurts them in the long run because West does a great job of running the floor, and they're getting open looks.
Sales can't connect on her three. We haven't really talked about it, but despite Olathe West poor shooting, they have really protected the basketball well.
Yes, they have.
Which has only compounded things for Coach Williams. This one thrown away by Borders.
Oh, she walked. Wow.
She gets hit with a personal. No, they're going to call that on Olathe North. Sorry. It'll stay with Olathe West.
Stemmons is back in. She created some opportunities in the first half, so I'm sure she's going to try to do it again. But here's the 2-2-1 press a little bit. Whoa.
Over the top for Thomas. And this one's going to be batted out back over to Olathe North. Yeah, I would imagine that's going to make them tough game in and game out. Even if West shots aren't falling, they protect the ball.
Yeah, and not only that, but they can get you. I mean, I bet you they got easy points off offensive rebounds if they continue to do it in the second half. Those are easy points that you can't defend. The free throw line and shots in the paint. Good rebound.
Her own miss is Allie Workman.
Good shot by Workman.
In close.
There's the matchup. Borders against Lee. Good friends. They know each other well, Coach said.
Borders
There's the trap.
Double
good steal.
away.
They're going to have to do that to get some easy ones.
Dillon leading the
Kicked
break.
out.
Lee an open three.
There he is. Great job
from the wing and back to a 12-point game again.
Great job by Bailey Dillon dishing it out.
Around it off.
Big offensive rebound.
Second try for West. They go right back to Emma Thomas, who can't finish again in close. Big possession for North right here. Get back within 10. There's still a lot of time to go in this fourth quarter. It would give you new life.
It's a big possession here. They need a good one, good move.
Stebbins will go to the line.
Remember, you can't defend the free throw. They get in there, they got to knock these home.
However, you noted it at halftime. North didn't shoot well from the line in their few trips in that first half.
Yes, you got to knock those free throws home. And you tell kids you earn it to get up there. And then those are easy points. And you should count those points. There's some years that you know you don't shoot the ball free throw very well, and you really work hard on rebounding those free throws. And we would work hard on that. When certain shooters would be on the line, you got to try to get inside the defensive rebound. You can get some points that way. But know what you can do well. Know what you can do well.
In Olathe North,
10-point game.
The closest they've been in the second half. It was an 11-point halftime lead, and Olathe North never got any closer until now.
Remember, Coach Williams said they're competitors. They're competitors.
Knocked away in 4:45 is still a long time to go in this fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Every possession becomes really important, offensively and defensively.
Can North continue to turn West away on the defensive end? Collins will try the left side of the lane. Count it and one.
That is a really big play. They really executed.
Collins. What a take through contact.
Great execution off the out-of-bounds play. A dribble handoff. Attack the weak side. Very good call. Very good call.
Three-point play for Collins.
That hurt. And they got to get back on the offensive end.
And a quick turnover. North trying to push the tempo, but West all over it. Swinford, open lane. Can't hit the runner. Rebound saved to Swinford.
Swinging the ball, excellent around. They're really utilizing their cutters.
Underneath, Cooley.
Oh!
Swatted away by Asia Lee.
She covered some ground there. She was on the weak side literally with the opposite block.
There's a flash of that Division I talent.
Absolutely. Look, out of nowhere. Great block.
The clock slowly becoming the enemy, though, for Olathe North. As we approach the halfway mark of this fourth quarter. Swinford, the three. Another offensive rebound. Swinford threw it away, though.
They got numbers.
Workman just trying to get it back into the hands of Lee.
Coach Williams is screaming, pass the ball, pass the ball.
Austin is fouled, and she will go to the line.
Shooting two.
At some point, though, it seems like Olathe North needs to just get a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. I mean, even in this possession, you're taking up a lot of clock. And you're in a 13-point game. I would assume that you want to get towards the basket a lot earlier in the possession.
I think that's what Coach Williams was saying. Swing the ball, pass the ball. They're really trying to do a lot of it on the dribble, which makes it a little bit easier for the defense to stop the penetration. Establish a strong side, get it to the weak side. Your shot and your advantage is usually on the weak side.
Back to an 11-point game. And now
back to the press.
Olathe North in desperate need of a stop. Borders across the paint for Collins, who was fouled.
They're really getting good shots off the press. Their execution, their press offense has been excellent.
Olathe West didn't shoot it all that well in the first half from the line. Haven't been a ton in the second half.
Tim, what do you think about the new free throw rule? 5. Have you seen a difference in the games? I haven't either. It's going to be interesting here with both teams with 3, and when you're behind, you relied on that one-on-one shot. That kind of it takes it out of the game here with the new rule.
This one thrown away. Another steal from Emma Sales. Spinning, Sales can't finish. And a foul on West.
They missed a lot of shots in the paint. You got to give North credit for getting back there and defending and not making it easy.
Again, the defense has been there all night for North. But you got to go get buckets down the stretch here in this fourth quarter. Lee. Kicking
it out.
Another long possession for North. Lee will try a deep 3. And West will run again. Borders with a pretty Euro. Got her own miss, and she'll go to the line.
Getting her own rebound. They're just running. They got the numbers down there when they run the floor well. Norton looks a little tired. That time there's a couple girls didn't cross half court, and coach isn't real happy.
With how Olathe West is shooting free throws, do you consider trying to extend this game now?
I think you have to. I think you have to. On the next one, they'll be shooting, but they're shooting 2. You know, in the olden days, it was at 1-on-1, so that changes the game a little bit. Borders has 6 points, 6 rebounds. He's done a great job. She missed both.
Empty trip.
Yes, missed both. After all those numbers and the execution, they didn't finish with any points.
North taking their time again. Austin attacking. Austin can't finish it close on rebound. Board. That's not there either. And a whistle and a jump is the indication. And it stays with the Eagles.
Let's see if Olathe North runs an out-of-bounds play and try to score quickly off here. Here comes Asia through. Great job defensively. Jessica Porter.
Pretty move. Asia Lee.
That's a move right there.
Wow. Splitting the double. And it's a 9-point game again. Emma Sales quickly the other way. Will go to the line. My goodness. Asia Lee. What a move.
You can see the skill level there. Her head's up, finishing strong. That's against 2 girls 5'10" also. So it's not like they were little guards underneath there. And then you see Emma Sales taking the ball down on the other end down there. Usually your best players the ball's going to be in their hand toward the end of the game. But West has really hadn't put this game away on the free throw line. They haven't hit. There's one.
They are 1 for their last 6 from the line.
They're going to be shooting free throws here on out, too, on fouls. Really good defense on the trap.
Shores gets the lead. Open 3. Around it off.
In the cylinder and out.
North allows West to get all the way underneath, and Emma Sales finishes off the break.
Yeah, they're running them down the floor now. North's really tired. They're not getting back.
Dillon.
Count it.
Her third 3 of the night.
Timeout, coach.
And back to an 9-point game. 89 seconds to go in this one. Bailey Dillon. All her points have come from beyond the arc tonight.
She's played a really good game. She's kicked out, knocked those shots home.
And surely here with a minute and a half, the way West has shot free throws, if you don't get the steal on the inbound, you got to foul.
You got to foul quickly, I believe. And you got to know right now who you foul. That's where scouting comes in. Or you can just, there's a lot of players that haven't shot the ball well the last 3 minutes of the game. That's where your assistant's got to come in and be in the coach's ear and say, we need to look at this number, and if we don't get the steal at half court, we're probably going to foul quick, and we're going to continue to do that. So you got to have your kids believing that, even though you're down 9, you can still get in this off misses, and you got to score quickly down the other end.
Yeah, we noted the free throw struggles back in the first half, and out West won for their last 6. I don't have the number in front of me, but I would venture to say they're sub 50% in the game.
Yeah, well, the coach had mentioned that that was one of their bugaboos right now, was shooting free throws. And it was their best players that were not shooting free throws well.
So you're probably okay sending anyone to the line.
There's the trap. There they are, fouling quick.
And they'll opt to send Anna Cooley.
She shoots 50% from the free throw line. You always want your point guard to shoot free throws at the end of the game with the pressure on the line. Coach said she's their leader. Let's see what she can do. Great form.
No problem on the first free throw. Back to a 10-point game.
Coach Williams is putting his best offensive team in there, especially if he spreads it out and she looks free.
North is going to have to go quick, make her miss right here. You still are down 4 possessions. You don't have a ton of time to be playing with it.
You got to get it quick here.
Lee.
They jump back
into
to that
corner.
zone.
Dillon has hit 3 in the game. Can't find the mark there. And a block will send Emma Thomas to the other end.
Coach Williams was looking for a foul on the other end, didn't get the call.
Emma Thomas, 9 points tonight. It's been a pretty balanced scoring effort from Olathe West as a whole. Thomas in double digits, Sales also in double digits with 14.
Coach Rhodes got a really solid ball club. It's just solid. Size, ball handlers, shooters.
That's what makes them such a difficult matchup. Not one player to really lock in on. Austin off on the driving layup, and we're inside 60 seconds.
Good pass by Cooley.
Lee pokes it away, and North will come up with a steal.
Really good hustle.
Workman, a charge call.
North continue to working hard. They didn't have to get down on the floor, but they did. Two girls were on the floor. They're still playing hard for Coach Williams. Excellent execution.
Again, beautifully breaking that press. They have done it all night. Thomas and a foul on Sales on the rebound, but we're inside 30. And Olathe West is going to ride out of here 5-1 and jump out to a 2-1 mark in the Sunflower. Their only loss, you talked about it earlier, to a very good Shawnee Mission South team, 51-49 back in early December. But Shawnee Mission South, again, we keep talking about the top 10 in Kansas 6A. They found themselves at number 2 in that last top 10 ranking back on December 19th. So that is also a state championship hopeful.
Absolutely. And Coach Rhodes got to feel happy. They scored 41 points, and they averaged 60. But you could probably count at least 5 layups and missed free throws. You could easily see where they score 60 points a game.
North content not to foul for this final possession, it would appear. And until now with 12.5.
That'll put Amos Sales back on the line.
A chance for Sales to hit her season average of 16 from the free throw line.
She works hard. You can see why some of the college coaches really like her. She works hard on both ends.
That 9 rebounds number really stands out to you. Remember, she grabbed a bulk of those rebounds in that first half.
Some of them were offensive rebounds from her own misses.
Yeah.
So that means you're working and you're following your shot.
Austin, a corner 3. And that is how this one is going to end, with Emma Sales dribbling it out at Olathe West. Once again, takes down Olathe North by double digits. A 12-point victory for the Owls on Olathe North's home floor. And Emma Sales fills it up yet again.
Well, she plays hard on both ends of the floor, and Olathe North's got to feel really good about some of their bench players coming in and giving them help. The ball just didn't go in the hold for Asia Lee. It was a tough night for her offensively, but at the same time, there's a lot of positive things they could come out. They could have easily got blown out early. They cut it to double digits early in the fourth quarter and had a couple big possessions and just didn't execute.
Meanwhile, Olathe West just showed why they are one of the best teams in the state, one of the best teams in the Sunflower. It was not a great shooting night for them tonight, but they do all the other things so well, which make them such a tough out.
And they're just solid. I think the ability to play zone, the ability to play man, to play box a couple of them, and that always bothers a great offensive player early. And if they hit their shots early, it really could have got ugly.
Emma Sales had 14. Dion Clisso standing alongside.
Here with junior Emma Sales from Olathe West. Not maybe your best shooting night as a team or you personally,
yeah.
But you guys rebounded, you hustled, you did things like that. Is it nice to get a win when maybe you guys aren't having your best offensive night?
Yes, I mean, as long as we run the court, we work on it every day in practice, just getting ahead of people, and it really works. We get that early lead and we hold it, and so I feel like that's a big reason why we won.
How important is a game like this in conference against a rival to come on their floor and get a win?
I mean, it's really important. I mean, it's the first game of the year 2024, so starting off with a win just boosts our confidence, and then we're going to keep playing next week too. So.
All right, well, thanks a lot. Good job.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dion. Emma Sales finishes with a double-double for Olathe West. They are 5-1 and 2-1 in the Sunflower as they drop Olathe North. We are done with Game 1. Game 2 coming up on Spectrum News, and it is going to be a fun one. Your final thoughts from an Olathe West 12-point victory?
Well, I think it's always good to get a win when you come back from the Christmas break. And Olathe West has got to feel happy. Olathe North's got some work to do, and I'm sure they're going to bounce back. Both of them got really tough schedules, but big part of the season.